Excellent.
Okay, today we're going to take a look at running Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on Dreamcast, as well as the Naomi port that we're going to run on Raycast as well. Now we're doing this on a Pi 4. I'm overclocked at 1900 gigahertz and 600 on the GPU. I'm running a RetroPie with Monka Pi, that's Monka Blyat's image. And if you don't have the Monka Blyat image for the Raspberry Pi 4, the RetroPie unofficial image, you're going to go to the Reddit page of the Single Board Community Gaming, and you can find the image there. This is where you're going to find the image on the Reddit page of the RSBC Gaming page, and right down here you can see the unofficial RetroPie Buster Pi 4 Monka Pi image. He's on 1.3 right now. He's in a lot of revisions. We're going to take a look at that today, just running some Dreamcast, as well as, like I said, that Naomi arcade port of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I'm also going to plug the Discord for Single Board Gaming. If you have a single board computer, you're going to want to go to their Discord. I'll link it in the description, but here it is right here. It's the Single Board Computer Gaming /RetroPie Discord. You can get all the help you need right there. I'm also going to plug Rockin' the Classics. I got to thank B. Sleenel, KMFD. I got to thank Smacks from RBC. I got to thank a lot of people here who sent me on the right path here to get this Naomi arcade ROM running. We also have a arcade room where we do a lot of discussion on arcade. That's how we got kicked off on this running this arcade port of Naomi and how to get it running. Because if you're like me and you've tried it on MAME and you try all these different ways to get it to run, I just got frustrated a long time ago and stopped trying to get it to run and just use the Dreamcast ROM instead. So I'm going to show you in my next video how I actually got it running. Today we're just going to test it. So let's get back to RetroPie and the Monka Pi image. We're going to launch the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 ROM right here. And what I'm running here is an LST file. There's also a M-vs.C2 zip that will run as well. And in my next video, I'll show you how to run these games, or I'll show you how to run this Naomi arcade port, and I'll show you exactly how to get it running, both those files. Let's put on the frame counter here and take off the overlay. You can see the FPS.
Marvel versus. Select your heroes.
And we'll take Akuma. Ryu. And Wolverine. Standard players. Keep an eye on the FPS in the bottom left. You're going to see it's pretty consistent, somewhere between 55 and 60, which is very impressive. So there you can see it's sticking around 59 right now. $58, really good. This emulation is fantastic, actually. See if we can bring everybody out here. You don't see a drop at all in the FPS except down to 55 for a second there. Should get back up. Not much stuttering at all. I don't really notice anything. If I didn't have, you know, the counter on, I wouldn't even think it's anything below 59-60. So this is excellent emulation, and again, thanks to Monka Blyat, who got RetroPie up on this image and running at some good speeds. Again, I'm overclocked at 1900 gigahertz and 600 on the GPU. Some people go up to 2000, so you will get even better performance out of that. So keep that in mind. And also I have threaded video on, VSync on. There's a bunch of RetroArch variables and settings that you can mess around with. So you can keep fooling around more to try and get even better performance if you think it could even get any better. So now let's take a look at the Dreamcast version. We'll jump over here into Dreamcast. We're going to run this on Flycast.
Capcom. Marvel versus Capcom.
Okay, we'll run arcade mode. I just don't have anybody unlocked here. Video. Pick Ruby Heart and Sakura. You can see the frame count in the bottom left. This one is gonna stick around 50. Now I think the Dreamcast version is a little slower to begin with, so it does seem like it's a little slower than the Naomi version. I haven't played the Naomi version enough to really see, but you can see the FPS is around 50 here, but really the play is pretty good actually. You know, fairly impressed with it here. And again, you can mess with the settings, you can overclock a little more. There's a lot of things you can do with RetroArch to make this maybe run a little better. There's a lot of action in that scene. You didn't see the frame counter drop much there, which is pretty good. Let's try the Raycast emulator. So here we go with the Raycast emulator. And we'll keep an eye on that FPS counter again in the bottom left.
Get ready to kick butt. Engage.
It's going to stay around 50, 49, 50 the whole time. Kind of just like the other Flycast emulator. But still, I mean, the performance is really good. If I didn't have the counter on, I wouldn't really know too much of a difference here. And notice that it wasn't running maybe maximum full speed. So very impressed with this build so far. This simulation and this speed of the game right now. A lot of action in that scene when you bring out everybody, and nothing stuttered, nothing froze. The FPS stayed pretty close. It's pretty good actually. So there you have it, a little bit of a test on Dreamcast and the Naomi ROM as well on Flycast and Raycast. And enjoy that image if you do get it. It's very good. And join the SBC Discord. They'll help you with any problems you have. Don't forget to subscribe, and next video I'll show you how to run that Naomi ROM in a tutorial as well. So thanks for watching the Rexer Show.